my dears, welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you are new here. My name is Emma and I am so happy you clicked on my What's for Dinner video. I hope you like it. We'll give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing if you haven't done so already. These 4 meals that I am going to share with you today are easy, affordable, and delicious. I hope you like it. Let's just jump right on in. For our first meal of the week, into my Ninja Foodi slow cooker base, I added some pork shoulder, a half a cup of vegetable broth, and some Cavender's all-purpose Greek seasoning. I just sprinkled that all over the pork. Then I slow cooked it on low for 10 hours while I'm at work. I just got home from work. It's been keeping warm for 55 minutes. Now I'm going to shred it and add some barbecue sauce. And I'm just going to use some of this Sweet Baby Ray's hickory and brown sugar barbecue sauce. Barbecue sauce is in. I'm just going to let it heat through for a few minutes while I heat up some buns. And you can use any buns you want. I just had some of these brioche buns in my freezer that I needed to use up. So I'm just putting them in my oven to warm up a little bit. And then I found some of this wannabe Panera mac and cheese at Walmart that I'm going to cook for our side. Then once the buns were toasted, I added some triple cheddar cheese, then the barbecue pork, and some extra barbecue sauce. And we had some coleslaw. I like my coleslaw inside with the pork, but my husband does not. So I just served his coleslaw up on the side with his mac and cheese, and then mine was in with the pulled pork and the mac and cheese on the side. Delicious. For our second meal, I am cooking up some of our favorite island jerk shrimp that I get from Sprouts, and some broccoli and some rice. And we're just going to do a little shrimp and rice bowl. I started by bringing a pot of salted water to a boil for my broccoli. For the rice, I just get this fully cooked white rice from Thrive Market. All you do is put it in a pot, add a little butter or oil, and just warm it through. Anyway, that's the rice done. And then here's the broccoli. Once the water had boiled, I added my broccoli, just cooked it until al dente. And then here's my shrimp cooking up. Once the broccoli was done, I just drained it. See how easy this meal was to put together. Here it is all served up. The white rice, the shrimp, the broccoli, and then I just had some seaweed wrappers on the side. I just love white rice with seaweed wrappers. And over the shrimp, I just poured some yum yum sauce. Delicious. For tonight's dinner, in my crock pot here, I have just put a frozen boneless, skinless chicken breast. Now I'm going to add some of this bruschetta, fresh bruschetta that I got from Sprouts. Pour it right on in. On the sides. And I'm gonna pop the lid on and cook it on high for 4 hours. For the creamy pesto pasta, you are going to need 3 teaspoons of pesto and a cup of heavy whipping cream, and then pasta of your choice. So all I did was bring some salted water to a boil for the pasta. And then for the creamy pesto, I added the 3 teaspoons of pesto, a cup of heavy whipping cream to my pan, and I just gave that a good old stir, stir, stir. And then once the pasta was cooked according to the packaging directions, I had my husband just drain it for me and put it in with the creamy pesto sauce. And we just gave that a good old stir, stir, stir until all the noodles were coated in that delicious sauce. Then once the chicken was done, I took out the chicken so I could reserve the bruschetta juice. So I poured the bruschetta juice into a bowl. I put the chicken back into my Ninja Foodi base. I cut up some fresh mozzarella and added that on top of the chicken. Then I'm going to broil this at 450 for 5 minutes. I just want the cheese to be all bubbly and melted. Once the 5 minutes were up, I took a look and the cheese wasn't as melted and golden brown as I would want it to be. So I just added an extra 5 minutes and that was perfect, as you can see it right here. This is exactly what I wanted it to look like. Anyway, then I just had my husband just dice up the chicken for me. Then we added the chicken on top of the creamy pesto pasta. Once the chicken was on top of the pasta, I just spooned some of that bruschetta juice over the top of the chicken, added a little balsamic vinegar, and then I sprinkled it with some Italian seasoning. And then here it is, all served up. I just added a little Parmesan cheese on top as well. Delicious. And for our last meal this week, I had some chuck pot roast in my freezer. So I'm gonna make the Mississippi pot roast. I know a lot of you have this as a staple in your house, but for those, 10% of you that maybe have never made this before, here we go. All you're going to need to do is put your chuck pot roast into your slow cooker base, add a package of au jus gravy, and a package of ranch seasoning. Then once that's in there, you're going to add some banana peppers. I also add a little bit of the juice. Then you're just going to need to add, it says a stick of butter, but I just use a couple of teaspoons of butter on top. And then once the butter's on, you're just going to pop the lid on your slow cooker and you're going to cook it on high for 6 hours. Then once it's done, you just shred it up. Here, I have my husband, he's my shredder. Then I'm just going to make some mashed potatoes to go on the side. The mashed potatoes in the bowl, then the Mississippi pot roast on top. And that is it, guys. It is just a crowd pleaser. It is delicious. And that concludes this week's What's for Dinner video. I hope you guys liked it. We'll give it a thumbs up, subscribe, turn your bell notifications on so you know when I upload. And I will see you on Friday for my Soup of the Week video. Have a fabulous week. Bye.